Hey y'all, it's Rachel with 2A's, getting ready to do a fun little conglomerate for you for our second video. Kind of a bit of a haul, plus first impressions, plus get ready with me chit chat kind of thing. Just gonna kind of take all my favorite videos, kind of smush them into one for our second video on this channel. If you guys are back for video number 2, thank you. Definitely glad to have you here. Feel free to click like, subscribe, exit, whatever you feel like hitting, just hit it. And thanks for tuning in. Thank y'all for sticking through that brutal intro. I promise things will get better. At least I sure hope they do. I am one of those multi-primer, multi-eyebrow, kind of, I like to overdo things. In case you couldn't tell, I'm a big fan of Tati Westbrook. Double primer, double eyebrow, all of that. So today I'm going to start out with the Hydro Grip from Milk Makeup. I'm a big fan of this. Definitely the grip, you can feel it. I've got, I would say normal to oily skin. Definitely in the summer, much more oily. And then in the winter, much more dry. I did have really bad eczema as a kid. Nowadays, obviously my only skin concern, oil, pore size. I've got some acne scarring. I probably will get around to doing a skin routine video whenever I get a routine that's actually, you know, dialed in. And on top of the Hydro Grip, I really love that, even for no makeup days, because it is kind of just kind of on the skin. And also, been a big fan lately of the Tatcha silk canvas, and I lost the little scraper thing, which is never any fun. I actually tried to stick it in there because I was like, oh, there's enough space to rest it. No, there's not. I'm sure some of y'all have figured that out. I usually go pretty light with this primer. But yes, so far both of these products I have tried true, loved them. Now time for some new stuff, and if you guys start hearing thunder, etc., I'm sorry. It's Kentucky. You know, April showers bring May flowers. Well, to June, it hasn't stopped. Okay, so our first new product today that I'm very curious to try out. Heard a lot of good things. A lot of big name influencers have been talking about it, but the Estee Lauder Double Wear, not a new product, just new to me. I like the website Foundation to find foundation matches, or I'll use the Sephora ones. I do strongly disagree with my Sephora Color IQ that they scanned me on forever ago. Anytime I go off of that when trying to find a foundation, it always ends up being too dark and too yellow. And I've had them rescan me over the years, but for whatever reason that scanner does not like me. Using foundation, I would put in my Hourglass Liquid Vanish color and my Too Faced Born This Way shade. So in the Hourglass Liquid Vanish, I am buff, and in the Born This Way, Too Faced Born This Way, I am pearl. And what foundation gave me was 1N1 Ivory Nude in the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I've never tried this foundation. I'm probably gonna do half my face with a sponge, half my face with a brush. Lately my favorite foundation brush, I was always, you know, Beauty Blender hardcore for years, and then of course Morphe got real big, and it seems like almost every influencer has a code at this point. So I got turned on to a lot of the Morphe brushes. Obviously the Y6 was awesome. I don't know where mine is, and if I found it, it would probably be filled with foundation. So I've got a newer, still filthy, but newer Morphe brush, and it is an M439. Let's pray that this Estee Lauder foundation, it's like regular bottle. I'm a big fan of pump foundation. Really hoping this is close to a match. Honestly, I'm not really that happy with the coverage level. And you can really tell a difference from naked to the sponge with the Estee Lauder Double Wear. But when I look at just the Estee Lauder Double Wear side, I don't know. I'm not impressed yet. Alright, let's give it a shot with our Morphe 439. When it comes to my eyebrows, like when I hear big name YouTubers talk about, you know, oh, like let me do my eyebrows off camera, they take 20 minutes. I don't really get that. I'm gonna apply a second layer on my cheek just because of all of my scarring and hyperpigmentation. So far on the Estee Lauder Double Wear, you know, not new, but new to me, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I'm a fan so far, and I didn't have to give up and use my Vanish, which is my kind of OG at the moment. And in the Tarte Shape Tape, I am fair neutral, or sometimes I get light sand. Usually those are the two shades that I always have at least one of on hand. If I run to Ulta and they've only got one of those shades, I'll just get two of the other one. So I usually have 5 to 6 open, halfway used Shape Tapes going at a time. So I'm going to set the under eye real fast. Not brand new to me, not haul participating, but somewhat new to me. I've only been using this for about 2 or 3 weeks, but the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, I am a big fan of that, especially for baking the under eye and the T-zone. If you guys can hear my AC running in the background, I'm sorry, but I'm filming in a hoodie in June because I don't ever dress appropriately for the seasons. That's one thing that you'll probably learn about me, or depending on what brought you here, you probably already know that about me. But I will wear a hoodie in July and mini dress in December. Alright. So, obviously I mentioned I am typically a double product wearer when it comes to my brows, and today we're actually going to triple on the brows. I have always been a big fan of the triangular shaped brow pencils. I used to really like the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil with the extremely fine tip, but I started getting into ones that have the triangular tip, and for being a lazy quick eyebrow doer, I like those a lot better. So I really like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer, and then NYX also does one that's got the angled tip. But I decided to finally try out the original Anastasia Brow Wiz. In both of these, I've got, soft brown in the definer and medium brown in the Brow Wiz, which actually is honestly probably a little darker than it should be. I don't bleach my eyebrows every time I get highlights, so I am in a darker brow moment at the moment. A while ago, I did get a eyebrow pencil duo that had a darker hue for the end of your eyebrow, and I did really like the way that it looked. I just didn't like the actual pencils. I'm trying to remember, can't remember who it was or what it was. It was probably a subscription box item, and I actually did not realize how much of a difference in size these two had. And of course I did not bring a small good mirror. Alright, well, sneak peek, we're gonna dip into the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette later, but I'm gonna use that for my eyebrows now, which I am gonna do on camera, unlike everyone else on the internet, because I'm a quick and lazy eyebrower. It will not take me 20 minutes per brow. I'm sure I could do things to improve my brow game, but considering I was born with a massive unibrow, this is good enough for me. I'm usually pretty lazy. I usually like to just kind of gently define the underside of my brows more so than the tops. I started having my eyebrows waxed at 7 because I was born with a massive unibrow. So I've been getting my eyebrows waxed for 18 years now. 18 years now I've been getting my eyebrows waxed. So I have very high arches. and very far apart eyebrows because, you know, 3/4 of my life they've been getting removed. So I tend to try to kind of fill in the head a little bit more square, since I did have my arches dragged a little high a long time ago. Most of the time when people do, you know, like get ready with me, chit-chatty type videos, they're getting ready for something fun. You know, a lot of times with the bigger name YouTubers, they'll be getting ready for a brand launch party or, you know, some sort of fun event. I'm getting ready to film more videos. So actually, if you guys have watched my intro video, it hasn't even been filmed. I'm gonna do it after this, because why do my makeup to film my first video when I'm gonna do my makeup in my second video? Efficiency. That is something that is very important to me in all aspects of my life. And I'm actually going to switch back to my brow definer and fill in this left one a little bit. I know people joke, you know, oh, eyebrows aren't twins, they're sisters. I'm lucky if mine are cousins, but whatever floats your goat. Alright, I'm cool with it. I'm going to skip to eyes while we've got my bake going. I am terrified of fallout, so until I know I can really trust an eye palette to not fall out like nobody's business, I will always heavy bake and leave my bake. So I've got two new to me palettes to mess with today. I've got the Urban Decay Born to Run. I actually bought the entire vault on Sephora the other day. It's a fun color palette. I definitely like the fact that it folds back all the way. In terms of the colors, my eyes go kind of to this chunk here right away, this orange brown, Still Shot, Ignite, and Drift. I would say my eyes are definitely more drawn to the right three, those oranges and then those blues. The purples and the pinky colors I really like too, but that salmon I'm really in love with. A lot of mattes, a lot of shimmers. I wouldn't call anything in here full-on metallic. Honestly, these shimmers are more like satin on the edge of shimmer, not like shimma. But I've got this to mess with, which I'm very excited about. Should be a fun nighttime look. This palette is definitely about to come on vacation with me. Cute packaging. I like how it's got the magnetic closure. It's durable. It's not super thick. As long as today goes well, I will be packing that as soon as I put my camera and everything away. And then I've also got the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. I didn't get the big Lila, but I love like all purple hues. Which one is it? You know, okay. So this one, Poison Berry, Blue Dahlia, Raisin, Linen, Flint. This Poison Berry purple, I live for that. I'm like a very purple and blue kind of person when it comes to picking colors. Although honestly, if you put these side by side, almost every color in this Lila palette, there's something very similar to it in the Born to Run. So I am actually going to put this little mini Lila to the side for a future try on. Thinking forward to what kind of lip I'm gonna want later, because I'm always very crazy about my eyes and my lips. Like if I know I really want to wear a new red lipstick, I'm not going to do a crazy blue eyeshadow because I know I've got that really cute red lipstick to try. And everything I've gotten new for my little mini haul first impressions lip-wise is neutral. So I'm probably going to go a little crazy on the eyes today. Plus Born to Run, I mean, it's got some fun colors in there. So I mentioned I wanted to try an eye primer. I have never tried the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I got a mini at Ulta the other day, not remembering that I had gotten another mini in my Born to Run vault that was sitting on my front porch while I was at Ulta. So I'm gonna leave this one in the box. Maybe I'll give it away to one of my girlfriends or something if I don't like this one. I love all brushes. I haven't really found too many that I complained about. Obviously, Morphe brushes are pretty good. I've never had any quality issues. A lot of times you'll see people complain about bristles falling out after cleaning. I've never had to deal with any of that. I also have a lot of miscellaneous brushes that I've gotten through a lot of subscription boxes, or even like little cute ones from gift sets. Miscellaneous ones accumulated over time. I'm going to go in with my Morphe M441 into the shade. I'm going to start out kind of light with Weekender, just because Riff is a little scary, but I'll probably go into that one next. I have not swatched this palette or anything. Never tried it in store or anything, so it is a true first impressions. I did smell it when I took it out of the box though. When I first started to really get into makeup about 2 years ago, I was obsessed with the sense of Tarte eyeshadow. And now, not many people really do heavy scents on their eyeshadows. Really, Tarte and Too Faced are the only two brands I can think of that have heavily scented eyeshadows and, you know, other compact powder products. Mostly just their eyeshadows though. But I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, but to this day, I sniff every eyeshadow palette just because I loved those Tarte ones so much. Alright, taking the same brush, the Morphe M441, I'm going to go into that Riff color. Probably should have gone into Riff first. It is a nice, it's like chocolatey, like nutmeggy, like it's a very warm brown. Didn't I say I was going to do a bold eye look? As I continue to dip back into neutral shadows. Alright, let's get fun. I'm going to go, all the fun colors are neutral, not neutral. All the fun colors are metallics. But I'm going to dip into Punk. It is in the lower left hand end of the palette, and it is a nice chocolate kind of brown. So I finally got a little whiff of inspiration for my lid colors. I'm going to use this brush from Vasanti. It's their contour eyeshadow brush. I think I got this maybe about 2 years ago in a little Ipsy bag add-on, and it was 4 little brushes, I believe, from Vasanti, if I'm remembering correctly. My brushes are such a hodgepodge. Unless I can read the label, there's no telling what it is. I am going to dip into Wanderlust. It is an emerald green, kind of gold reflex over on the right side of the palette. And I'm going to take this just gently across about the outer 40% of my lid. Definitely getting a little bit of fallout from this one, so I'm kind of glad I heavy baked. Yeah, a lot of fallout from that one. I'm gonna grab a Morphe 433. I probably have like 7 433s here in my clean brush stash. And I'm gonna slide over to Ignite. This past fall I went through a big green and gold phase, so that kind of coppery hue is really calling to me right now. The Natasha Denona Safari palette was like my go-to all fall. And I was doing so many green and orange looks. And then once holidays started to roll around, I would use, because I mean that was her all matte palette, I would use that and then grab like a Stila liquid eyeshadow, the liquid metals. dust off as much of this bake as I can onto my shirt, because, you know, wearing black is totally smart for when you know you're going to be doing a very powdery look. Not powdery in a good way, just like I like powder products. When it comes to like cream contour and stuff, I cannot deal with that. Alright, so let's beat this mug. I have that new Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow, which I'm really in love with. If I was in a situation where I had known that I was going to need to do that palette, that eye palette, before my face, I would not have baked to all hell, because my eyes would be done by now, and I could actually mess with the cream products. I really love the cream glow cream base and the cream blush base in this palette. I love how Natasha does them under the protective flippy, but obviously I'm already dusty and crusty, so there is no chance of messing with those cream today. But maybe the next time I try a new eyeshadow palette and I remember, hey, you should probably do it first. I've also got the Natasha Denona Tan Bronze and Glow, which in my opinion looks kind of dark for someone as fair as I am, but Natasha was saying in the comment section of her Instagram post that it is an all depths product. I don't know how I feel about that. I've finger swatched both of these. And then the Back Daddy, the big old Natasha Sculpt and Glow. I grabbed this sucker the other day. It kind of reminds me just of like the bougie version of the Anastasia cream contour and cream or powder contour. If you would just cut the number of colors in half and put them all in one palette together. Definitely very cool. I'm a little worried that the cream contour would look really gray on me, but obviously we're not going to mess with cream products today. I do really like how the blush and bronze powder in the tan palette's a little bit more warmer. We are staying kind of neutral today. We can play with it all. Let's play with it all. So my absolute favorite ride or die contour, powder contour, bronzy situation is of course the Morphe E4. That nice fat lean to it, that angle to it, I think is just perfect for sculpting a cheekbone or adding a little, you know, suntan from the fact that I never leave the house. So I'm going to first smell the palettes. No, I'm not. I've already snipped them. Let's actually stick with the two smaller ones since I am about to leave for my vacation. Whatever I like from this video is the first things I'm throwing in my makeup bag. So let's dip into the blush or bronzer, excuse me, the blush and bronze powder. I wouldn't say anything about that matte shade is, anything about that is blushy. I would say that's very bronzery. Still have the sticker on it. This is another one that is not new, but it's new to me. I mean, I think it's relatively new, but it's not like Natasha's latest release. Okay. A little glowier, a little more summer. I love the Duo Glow, the salmon-y kind of fun color in the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow. Obviously, back to the Morphe. The R14 from the rose gold ones. I love that because it's not as fat as the apple of my cheeks. I tend to stick kind of high and kind of out on my blush. I don't know if that's just me kind of revolting for all my years of theater and dance makeup as a kid. Because anyone that's ever danced competitively as a kid knows the makeup is interesting. Obviously with all those stage lights and stuff, it's very heavy. Yeah, I am loving this duochrome blush moment. Alright, Natasha. And I'm really loving that duo blushy highlighty golden pink moment. I'm a big fan of that. I'm here for it. Let me throw some clear brow gel on. I am triple brow producting today. Thank you, Tati Westbrook, for making me extra. Of course, Anastasia Beverly Hills. I wouldn't let anyone else near my brows at this point. I don't know. ABH is just awesome. I really, really love all the Anastasia shadow palettes. I don't know if it's even released yet, or if it'll even be released by the time I upload this. But the Alyssa Edwards collab, I'm excited for that. I was a big fan of the TV show about Alyssa Edwards' dance studio down in Texas. Urban Decay 24-hour eye pencil. I'm just going to line my waterline. Tried and true. You get them in the Sephora Place subscription boxes a few times a year. These are a good, like, OG. It's just a good eyeliner. Like, this and the Marc Jacobs are, like, kind of like my two. I never buy eyeliner. I get them in subscriptions often enough, but when I get either one of those two in a subscription, I'm excited. Almost everything left after this point is new. So I, of course, was stoked to see Jeffree Star, his most recent release, which was his The Gloss. So, of course, I hopped over to Morphe's website and I scored 3 of the glosses. I had to try his lip scrub, and I also got one of his nude box sets. I have never tried anything from Jeffree Star before. I've been a long time fan of his channel. He's funny, he's true, like, I don't know. He speaks his mind. From the JSC kits, I got the Open Here for Nudes in the light one. I'm not sure if they've got different. I know there's like a light and then a darker one, or there's a 1, 2, 3. I think this is the one. So this has Skin Tight Mannequin, Celebrity Skin, Posh Spice, Rose Madder, Gemini, Leo, and Androgyny. I know Celebrity Skin and Androgyny are 2 of his most famous lipsticks. I just love the way he does all his packaging with the gold little stars and then the little kind of half circle layout. Right away my eye goes to Skin Tight, and then also Rose Madder. I am kind of on like green and gold, and then we kind of got the green and pink, so I'm kind of leaning towards the Rose Madder as my final color choice for today. But I also have one of his shiny and 2 of his sparkly glosses. I've got the High Shine Control Freak, and then in the Extreme Glitter, whatever they call it, I've got Diamond Juice and Crystal Climax. Alright, that is a fun color. Alright, let's give it a second to dry down. I'm going to creep out my window because I can't tell if my roommate's mother's outside or if it's strangers. So let's give this lipstick, oh wow, it dries down pretty fast. It doesn't get that kind of feeling though that I really dislike. Okay. Alright, now, kind of playing on that pink and gold, I think I'm going to go with the Diamond Juice gloss over this. A lot of these glosses, they look good on their own, but I think at the end of the day, they were all created to be more as toppers to the traditional Jeffree lipsticks. They're not very opaque on their own. They're very sheer. Especially the glossy one I tried is like there's nothing there. And now I just realized that I put this lip gloss on my roommate before she left the house and like didn't say, hey, put this in your purse. So hopefully she had another cute gloss on her for reapplication. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Hardcore. Alright. It kind of has that like refreshing feel that like cooling sunscreens have. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Kind of wish I was in my room because I would take my blow dryer on cold and blast myself. It does have a very heavy fragrance. I don't think this is new. Just another one that's, you know, new to me. My baby hairs feel wet, but my face doesn't. So I will take that as a good sign. I always do my setting spray. Ooh, shake it, yep. I always do my setting spray before I do my highlight or my mascara. So I have, of course, another one not new to me, but, or not new, but new to me, the Urban Decay Perversion. It came in the Born to Run Vault. Kind of your run-of-the-mill, chunky, fluffy brush. We'll proceed to make goofy faces. And now a quick little highlighter zhuzh. This is from Moda Pro. It is a BMX 265 Glow Brush. It's just a nice chunky but tapered but fluff AF brush. I love it for highlighters, which I honestly could probably get away with not doing a highlighter, but this one in the Natasha Denona tan palette is poppin'. So we're gonna hit the cheeks with a little bit of that. Plus, I mean, my makeup needs to be, you know, just beaming to sit at home and do nothing all night. Right. Well, I think this is our finished look. I should have brought a hairbrush in here, and now my hair's all chunky monkey, junked up. All right, well, thank you all for tuning in to my first haul, Get Ready With Me, first impressions. So far, let me get a small mirror again, do a close-up on myself. So far, I think this foundation looks really good on my skin. I think it was a decent color match. I am a fan of foundation.com. And I think with those Natasha Denona bronzers, I was kind of able to warm up the perimeter of my face a little bit. That blush, loving it. The eyeshadow, Fallout City, but the colors were overall pretty good. Decent blendability. I think in the future, I would probably, you know, tell myself, hey, if you're using this palette, you always got to use it before you do the rest of your face. Love the Jeffree Star lip scrub. Definitely want to go heavy on that. Now I get the hype on these lippies. I get it. I get it now. And these glosses, the gloss from Jeffree Star, what was it? Diamond Juice was the one I used tonight over Skin Tight, which I think is a pretty good combo. I did try the Control Freak, the shiny one, on earlier. I do really like the formula. It's not, like, not stringy, sticky. I don't know. I'm here for it. Eyeshadow primer, I don't know if it made a difference. I mean, obviously that eyeshadow and I were not friends. Primers were all OG. The setting spray, I liked the feel of it. Obviously, I'll have to continue to use it. I'll probably take it and my mini that I just got of the Urban Decay. That way I've got some OG if I need it, but I can continue to mess around. And I also have the new Huda Beauty setting spray, which is in a can that looks like it should be an aerosol can, but it's not. So I was kind of okay with it, but also kind of annoyed about it. I'll probably take those two, because we're driving, we're not flying, so aerosols aren't an issue. So I'll probably take two to play with, and then an OG to save me for the week. And definitely glad I got that Natasha Denona Anastasia Brow Wiz in a different color than usual, because I am really starting to like that darker on the tail for kind of precision, shadowy. I don't know, I'm just checking myself out in my viewfinder. I'm here for it. Alright, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in to my first SMUSH video. We'll call it that, a SMUSH video, where I take categories I love and I do them all together. So thank you for tuning in for my first haul, Get Ready With Me, First Impressions SMUSH video. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. I mean, I'm probably, oh, it's Wednesday. No, it's Thursday. No, it's only Wednesday. Have a great rest of your weekend. I don't know when I'll post this, probably not until Thursday or Friday, or when I get back from vacation, because I have no idea how to edit and I'm about to learn everything. And something beautiful is on the horizon for me, you, and everyone out there. So patience is a virtue, and I sound like the self-help books that I spend way too much money on. See y'all next time. Rachel with 2 A's. Socials will be linked below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Hit subscribe if you want to see more SMUSH videos, and give me a thumbs up if you like the concept of a SMUSH video. I'll continue to take my favorite video categories. Everybody does unboxing of subscriptions, and then they do a first impressions, but maybe I'll come up with some other SMUSHes to make. Obviously the haul first impressions get ready with me SMUSH happens all the time, but I'll continue to SMUSH things together. I don't know, maybe next time I'll do a song and a dance, who knows. Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. I will see you guys on the flip side. Have a good one.